Jayden Daniels versus Caleb Williams. CBS told everybody a couple weeks ago that Eagles-Bengals game. Put that on earlier in the day. We're going to send Nance and Romo to suburban Virginia and put that on in front of the whole country. And then Jayden Daniels gets popped by the Carolina Panthers, and all week long we're like, are we not going to see the game between the 4-2 Bears, 5-2 Commanders, each of them putting their star rookie quarterbacks who are surging at the same time on the field against one another to match wits? Will we not see that? And sure enough, we saw it. And Jayden Daniels answered the bell with whatever rib injury he has, whatever flak jacket he put on. He answered the bell, and the Bears kept ringing his bell best they could. And the bell was being rung in terms of defense on a quarterback by the Commanders' defense. I know we make a lot of Jayden Daniels, and rightfully so, and the run game that they have, that Daniels is helping open up with his incredible efficiency throwing the football, as well as his beautiful deep balls that he's throwing, as well as his own threat to run. I know we're making a lot of that. But what Dan Quinn has done with a defense that was easily one of the most beatable, one of the worst defenses that kept on trading their best parts away for future considerations, including one to the Chicago Bears who showed up yesterday.
Young Sweat.
That's incredible, too. And Caleb Williams was having a long-ass afternoon, early evening in Virginia.
Day. Yeah, tough day.
And then the fourth quarter hit. And he looked like the guy I saw in London. The first three quarters was the guy that you saw throughout the first month of the season, who had, pitter-patter feet in the pocket, didn't have much time to throw, got out a little bit too soon because he wasn't getting enough time to throw, wasn't going through progressions very well because he didn't have time to throw, and also maybe was pitter-patting the feet. Fourth quarter, I don't know, man. It just was like some sort of calmness got over him. He started making throws. That throw he made to DJ Moore that knocked Moore out of the game for a brief bit from the pocket, that put him inside the 5-yard line, was a thing of beauty. DeAndre Swift made a huge play to actually put the Bears in the end zone for the first time. And he's had an incredible run of it right now. DeAndre Swift with 129 yards rushing, his fourth straight game with over 100 scrimmage yards and a rushing touchdown. That 57-yard score was the second longest rushing touchdown of his career and the longest rushing touchdown by a Bear since the Lions stud David Montgomery had an 80-yarder in 2020. And that's the longest by a running back. Justin Fields had a couple of 60-plus himself. But all I'm saying is that Caleb Williams started making plays. And then one of the craziest, most easy second-guessing calls you can see in a very long time is when the Bears were on the doorstep to take the lead, and DeAndre Swift is unstoppable, and Caleb Williams is seemingly unstoppable. They get too cute, and they make a quick fullback handoff to a backup center, and the ball never gets to his gut. It's loose, and the Bears don't even score. But their defense showed up again, got the ball back. That's when Caleb Williams started marching down the field again, and they scored the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And they're feeling good. They're going to win. Until Jayden Daniels was given one last opportunity. What a finish to this one. Jayden Daniels held on to the football for 12.7 seconds before launching it towards the end zone.
Crazy.
Traveled 65.9 yards in the air. And the Bears have, as you could see on the photograph on the screen, I'll describe it to our radio audience, 4 defenders jumping to try and bat the ball down, but it was too damn high to bat down. They just batted it back, and Noah Brown was standing by himself in the end zone. Hail Mary answered touchdown. A story for the ages. And it will be told for some time. This was the radio call of the Washington Commanders' home radio network.
Daniels backing up. He's just going to have to let one fly. Goes to the right side. Steps away from the defenders. Gives himself some time. Now steps up, fires. Heads towards the end zone. It is... World Series. Yes, go baby. Right into the arms of Noah Brown. Jayden Daniels extended the play over and over and over. Walk-off touchdown.
That's Bram Weinstein and London Fletcher with the call. London making an interesting and appropriate reference to the Grand Slam home run walk-off on Friday night by Freddie Freeman, which we'll discuss later on. Jeff Joniak, let's listen to the agony of defeat. This was the call on the Bears radio network.
Jayden Daniels sifting back, being pressured. Jayden Daniels hemmed into the pocket, looking for blockers, looking for something. He's got plenty of time. Launches, deep pass into the area of the end zone. Tipped, and it's caught by Noah Brown. He was the tip man, and this place is now gone into bedlam mode. Washington with the miracle finish. 18-15 Washington. Hail Mary, 2 seconds left. Or as they like to say here, Hail Washington. That is the gut punch of gut punches.
It sure is. It sure is. And this is the stuff that will be discussed for a long time because Jayden Daniels, we all assume, is going to be around a long time. And Caleb Williams, we all assume, is going to be around a long time. They're already attached at the hip because of how they were drafted.
From D.C.
From D.C. He's from the Mid-Atlantic area. Yeah. He had a terrific fourth quarter, put his team up to win it, and then that happened. And so their first contest on the same field against one another, I'm getting goosebumps just even talking about it. This is going to be discussed for a long time. And also, we want to talk about leaving a mark in just 2024. Had the Bears batted that down, they'd be 5-2, right there with the Minnesota Vikings, right there a half game behind the Green Bay Packers, and right there a game behind the Detroit Lions in the NFC North. Coming off their bye, feeling really good about themselves, having won 4 in a row. Now there's that. And by the way, the Eagles would be leading the NFC East over the 5-3 Washington Commanders. Instead, the Commanders lead the NFC East right now at 6-2, a half game behind the Lions. Still in the mix for the whole shooting match. And they're feeling great about themselves, and they're going to be talking about this forevermore, and they're going to be selling tickets off of this, and they're going to have this entire city just lit and feeling inevitable. Jayden Daniels had this to say after the game from the podium.
Throw the ball up, give my guys a shot. I didn't see anything. I just heard people screaming and our sideline rushing the field. So that's how I knew.
You must have been going crazy.
I was juiced up for sure. I'm excited because, that's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like, not too many people get to experience stuff like that. That was my first time. So, obviously, I was juiced up, the whole stadium, team, sideline, everybody.
And is he one of the biggest stars in Washington, D.C.? Yeah. He had his first. He had his first career game with 250 or more passing yards and 50 or more rushing yards in Week 8. And you might be saying, "Wait, he hadn't done that yet." He had either 250 or more passing yards or 50 or more rushing yards in 5 of his first 7 games, so this is the first time he put it together on the same day. Third rookie since 1950 with 300 more passing yards, no interceptions, and 50 or more rushing yards in a game. First player in Washington franchise history at any point in their career to have such a game. Jayden Daniels by week 8. And then the Bears. I mean, Tyreek Stevenson is the one who's eating it today because somebody on the top of FedEx Field was just, shooting video and caught him barking at fans while the ball was snapped. I mean, he was outside the numbers. Everybody else is inside the numbers. He's outside the numbers with his back to the snap. As the play is going on, he is stunting. And then turns around as the ball is launched and says, oh, wait a minute, the play's on. And he's the one who wound up tipping it.
Perfect use of the word stunt, by the way, Rich.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If he would have just stayed outside the numbers, jawing with fans, the Bears win.
You think so?
He's the one who tipped it.
Yeah, but it looks like whoever the orange arm there is going to tip it.
He might tip it down.
We'll never know, will we?
He literally tipped it over that whole crowd, and then Noah Brown is like, boop, thank you.
Would he have been in a better position to have leapt if he had his full focus on the play beforehand? It's a bad look.
Cut him
Terrible
on the
look.
spot.
Yeah, he's really good.
He should have
player.
been cut before he got back to the locker room.
Dude.
You can't have that.
No, Tyreek Stevenson. By the way, I'll take him on my team.
Yeah.
By the way, would you take him?
Well, then Keyshawn him.
Chris, I would cut him. But my guy won't pick him up because we don't do that.
That's right. He apologized. He went out on the old socials and put out an apology and notes taken. Improvement. Will happen.
You mean paying attention?
Yeah, man. It's one of those real rough L's that will leave a mark. It is in for a long time. And Coop was saying to me, "Is this the greatest play in the history of Washington football?" I'm like, I'm not well versed. They've won some Super Bowls, but in terms of
Riggins touchdown run in the Super Bowl,
right, and then the RG3. Remember the RG3?
Well, yeah,
where he's holding his fingers up, and everybody thought he's the next coming, and then we all know that
he was so good.
He was so good.
And Jayden Daniels is in that same star player. So much hope in him, Heisman Trophy winning position. And he's handling it like a champ, man. And he answered the bell. I don't know what. Like, kudos to the Commanders training staff, and then his ability to get through whatever pain there was. Jayden Daniels, legend, growing more and more each and every week. 65.9 yards in the air from release to catch. That's the third longest air distance of any completion in the next-gen stats era, which we're still in the first decade of since 2016. Unreal. First completion of the next-gen stats era that was a pass of 50 or more air yards with a time to throw of at least 8 seconds. Bears are going to be sitting on that one for a while.
Do we need to rethink the strategy behind defending Hail Marys?
I think we need to defend it, not maybe defending Hail Marys, but defending the play before the Hail Mary. Don't let him get the 13 yards, man.
But how about we put a little pressure on the guy? You rushed like 2.5.
That's true too.
And then he just kind of stood back there.
Certainly, if one of the defenders is going to be stunting.
Stunting.
Right.
No,
you might as well.
Stunting.
Stunting. Right. Stunting. Or you say you should run a stunt.
Right.
I
want to run
Then
stunts.
stunting.
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
I like your style.
Like maybe send 5 or 6 guys at him.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.